Hello, hello, I am the Chris who plays games, playing retro games every Monday at 9:15, whatever. I feel like every Friday at 9:15. Tonight we are picking up A Hat in Time, Part 2. So earlier in the game we were able to pick up a couple of different hats, a couple of different badges, and we are currently in the Falcon's Nest, I think it's called, which is one of the levels in the game. So far we have 16 hats of the 25 we need to get into the final level. So we're currently hanging out at the spaceship, but we have the ability to go on to some different places and check that out. As I saw, you can do this. Oh, I'm gonna update my sound a little bit here. 1 second. I hadn't realized that during the pause menu they lower the sound, so let's try that, see if it's a little bit better. Okay, so I've got a umbrella, which I can hit things with. Hello, James. Hello, hello. And we'll go ahead and swap to the thing that you can see. There we go. Sorry, I am a bit slow today. All right, what do we got? I want to push a button. It won't just let me push the button. There's a button right there and I can't push it. Oh my gosh. Anyway, hello Yui, hello James, hello, hello. Yeah, so I got a person who can double jump, she can climb on walls, she can swing like that. And so we can swing our way over here and land ourselves into the next level of the birdhouse. Yeah, so this is the free roam area, but there are a couple of different levels attached to it. So we're able to walk in here and pick up the birdhouse and a couple other things related to it. And so we'll just go back here and see if we can find another hat for us. What are we collecting? Oh, timepieces. 16 timepieces. I said the hats, but of course it's timepieces. So tonight we are going to be testing out a new feature, or rather an improved version of a feature. So I have been using for a while Super Chat for Good. When you joined the chat tonight, I assume that what you saw was something a little bit different, where it popped up and said that all donations tonight will be going to the ACLU of Massachusetts. So you know that that's the case. And of course you've also got the fancy little icon down at the bottom of the screen that shows a hand grabbing a heart, another sign that those donations are going to someplace good. So what is going on here? Okay, well, that didn't go quite how I wanted to. It's fine, though. We can just pretend that it did. I'm getting used to the controls again, because clearly I have forgotten how to play this game. Note to self, don't take a week off between playing platformers that have controls that you don't understand very well. Yeah. A hat to stop time. Yeah, I don't have a hat to stop time. I have a hat that runs fast, but that's it. Now I'll click through some buildings and fall down there. I'll try this again. I was aiming to go this way. Yes, new Super Chat for Good features indeed. Hello, Brad Pritchard. And look, tonight we're not even getting donations for children, which, you know, I know that you hate children, so there you go. I did briefly consider the Innocence Project, but I went with the ACLU of Massachusetts just because. Okay, I feel like I already did Lava Land, and so I'm gonna, like, probably ride back right after this. Did I do Lava Land? I don't know. I'll have to pause here and see if I can figure that out. Using lava split bit. Did we do this one? And it's garbage pinata. Yes, that's true. Yeah, I definitely did this. Oh no! Oh no! Gosh darn it! Yeah, because this is where I got my Freezy hat. Okay, let's go. There you go. Children suck. Yes! Brad knows how it goes. Anyway, thank you very much, Brad. And look, 100% of it goes to the ACLU Foundation of Massachusetts. So, yeah, I'm happy with the new features. I think that they're cool. Popped up with the little thing. One complaint that I had was that I think, like, showing the pop-up every time you, like, refresh the page is maybe a bit much, so I offered the feedback that maybe doing it, like, setting a cookie so that only every, you know, hour or something it wouldn't work, so. Well, yeah, so I think that it's, yeah, I don't know. I feel similarly, but I definitely feel like this is This is nice because then I don't even have to think about it. Like, I don't have to think about telling people, like, how do the credit card fees work or anything else like that. So it's kind of cool. It's actually a way to have charities get more money from your donation, too, which is kind of cool. Because, like, usually if you were donating anywhere else, they would take credit card fees out of it. So if you, like, donate to ACLU through, you know, the donate button on their website or whatever, then they would have to pay more. So hopefully they're making more money this way, which is great. Okay. Alright.
Make sure you swing towards the path you want.
Okay, so we went right here, and we went left here, right? Left was the last place we went? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to Hub. Yes. And we're going to see which things I've actually gotten here, because clearly I can't remember. So let's try this again. Anyway, happy Friday. I hope you all had a good week. Today I actually took off of work and just was lazy and stayed at home all day. We did see my younger daughter off to a trip to California. This is the first time she'll be flying on her own. Okay, so we did the birdhouse and the lava cake, but we did not do the other place. So I think the birdhouse is to the right on that swingy thing. We'll go to the left. Yeah, so Jess and I saw Julie off at the airport. Julie is, you know, 17, so theoretically she should be able to manage this on her own. Unfortunately, the child gets lost, like, wandering around the house, so we have our concerns, and I think that they're, you know, understandable and reasonable, but hopefully she'll be able to make it through and have a new experience and not get totally lost in the airport. Of course, she's going to LA, so, you know, going through LAX is definitely a nightmare even by my standards, and so I feel a little bit bad about, you know, making that her first solo airport experience, landing, but she's going out to LA. She's going to visit, so one of our family friends moved to LA a couple years ago, and so she's basically going out to spend a couple days with her before she starts up school again on Tuesday. So, okay, so there is like a ball of yarn out there, which I clearly have not gotten, and I'm wondering if I can get it. Ball of yarn. Julie, I mean, the child also didn't realize that, like, she's like, do I need my passport? Like, is California in a different country? Which, to be fair, may be my fault as a parent. Not just because I haven't taught her what California is, but because I always refer to California as being a strange land where everything is different. So, you know, maybe this is my fault more than it is anything else. Oh, gosh! Come on! I didn't get to clip on there? Whatever. You know, they may be exploitable labor, but in general, I feel like the value of their exploitable labor is not nearly so high as the annoyance that you have to deal with to get it, so. Thanks, Leif! Throwing in the $5 donation.
A good week? It was a highly unproductive week. I did nothing except read like way too many things as we search for things.
Yeah, so I guess the the robot voice I used really got very into those ellipses. You know, it felt very strongly that they deserved a very long pause. Very choppy videos for the last couple days. Huh. That's the kind of thing that I would have used to know about back in the old days. I assume you're watching in Chrome. I have not had that experience, but I honestly haven't watched any live streams, so. Okay, so this is the one that takes me to the lava, or this is something that takes me somewhere else? This looks like somewhere else. Okay. Let's see if we can get something out of this. Okay, Goat Outpost Horn. I have not been here and gotten something. There's a horn at the top. Let's go to the horn. Oh, God. Okay, there we go. I think it's only affecting you. I mean, it's probably not only affecting you. There are other people in the world who have very similar situations, so. Well, dropped frames is not necessarily the metric that matters. The question is, do I sound choppy? Can you hear my lovely dulcet tones? Do you hear my voice? Okay, so what does this windsock do? Do anything? No. Get out of here. Yes, it's crappy on your... Everything is always crappy on your devices, Jess. No YouTube video ever works for you. Oh god, why did these planks fall? Okay, well, so turning into an ice cube was clearly not actually helping me there, but I tried it anyway and found that it did not work.
Careful. Some of these bridges are old.
Some of these bridges are old. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop across that. I mean, I'm not seeing anything that looks like a problem on my end. Are you seeing something that looks like a problem from my stuff on your end? I guess my graphics settings don't look like... I guess I'm not at a full 60 frames per second. The slideshow? Okay. Ah! The hell? Oh, cool. It crashed. Alright, cool. Oh, wait. No, it's back. Oh, I changed everything to German accidentally. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. So, my game isn't working, and I'm fixing it. Graphic settings. Alright, tell me if that looks better. Hello, supermodel. I wanna be a supermodel. Oh yeah. Okay, so I misunderstood your statement on drop frames, and now I understand it better, and I'm sorry, I was confused, and I should have assumed that all of you knew what you were talking about, and I didn't, and I'm sorry. I don't know why this game is, like, so intensive. It is not, like, a super complex game, but I generally, at this point, don't bother to, like, even mess with graphic settings, because my general assumption is if you can't do 60 FPS with a 1080 graphics card, then that's on you, but apparently not. Knows what I know. Alright, so we blew the horn, and that launched that, so let's go over there and take that. Sounds good. I've cleared Goat Outpost Horn. Oops. No, okay. Did that take me back to where I want to go? Not quite. I got a heart. Down, down, down we go, where she stops, right there. God damn it. Okay, so this is the bridge that you told me. Things are bad. Great, let's walk over here. Take this bridge down. Over here.
There's a horn at the top.
Yes, I blew the horn at the top, and now I'm going back. Thank you for the information. If I'm waiting for me to stream again, well, I stream every Monday and Friday at 9:15, except on last Monday when I didn't stream at 9:15, but I did stream at 10:45. And the reason I didn't stream is because I had an awesome burlesque show to go to, which is great. Oh, god damn it. Why are you not letting me grab onto this? There we go. Go left instead of right. Hello, DJ Mike TV. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so at this point I don't bother to like mess with graphic settings. I just assume, especially because I stream at 720p, like if you can't do the best graphic settings you have at 720p with a 1080 card, like what are you thinking? Like that doesn't seem right, but whatever. You know, indie games, sometimes things mess up. Different computers do different things, who knows? Alright, I'm just gonna hang on to this, which hopefully is gonna take me up to the something. Cool. I can grab this little green thing here. I don't know what I do with those, but fine. Right. Oh, a spring. Hello, spring. Upsy, baby. Oopsie, mozzie. Upsy, daisy. All right. So, what's the most interesting thing you've heard this week? What's the news? What's the haps, my friends? Okay. Yeah, I already blew that. Yeah, I didn't. But whatever. I don't care about that right now. I think. Oh no, I do care about that, don't I? Okay, so I have to take that yellow thing over. No, didn't make it. You like how I don't have chat up on the screen? Nice clean look. Yeah, I don't put up chat for 16:9 games usually because it's just like annoying and there's no good spot for it. So I saw that. Yeah. So are people excited about Doom Eternal? I have no strong feelings. I did not play the Doom 2016 re-release. I have watched some people play it. It definitely feels like it is well done in the style of original Doom. So I'm happy about that. I feel like they did a good job of trying to match the style. How the heck am I supposed to get over there? Go ahead and grab this heart. Yeah. It's true. It is true. Okay, so what... so these green things, there's a way to, like, make them light up, but I forgot what it is. I've got sprint hat, I've got a wizard hat. None of those things seem like they're gonna help. This crystal doesn't seem like I can hit it. Use my wolf hat. Alright, hold on. Finding wolf hat. Ow! That's what my wolf hat lets me do. Not very helpful. Alright, let's use this and see if it goes. Okay, so you want me to go over there, but I can't get over there without anything else. Can I open this door? Nope. Yeah, so like, the hat is telling me to go that way. In order to go that way, I'm 99% sure I need to get some other thing, because there's no other connections between it. And so what this thing shows me is that I need to go blow that horn. And when I blow horns, different, like, wavy things come out. So that's good. It seems like a good idea in theory, but I don't know how to get there. This just lets me throw bombs. Which is, like, you know, useful and all, but not super useful. Ah! I don't get a double jump. Oh, I don't get a double jump while I'm holding a button. Well, hello, gaming lawyer. You've been playing this game. Cool. That's great. I like it. I like it. It's fun. I think it's a fun platformer. I am really bad at exploration-y stuff, and so there's a little bit more of that than I like. It's one of the reasons that I'm like a big fan of Mario-style platformers or like Limbo or other things like that. And one of the reasons that I'm not as big of a fan of 3D platformers like Mario 64. I also like Crash Bandicoot. Same basic idea there. All right. So I feel like. Ah! I feel like maybe that's the trick. I'm gonna land on that thing, and I'm gonna jump across using my sprint hat. I don't feel like this is the right answer, but it's the one I've got. I don't know if your comment about a wolf hat was serious or not, gaming lawyer, but I took it as unserious, and maybe that was a mistake. Why can't I double jump? Can I not double jump with this? Okay, I can double jump with this hat. But I can't double jump when I've jumped off something? I don't know. Oh, okay. Elder Scrolls Online is ESO. Gotcha. Okay, so I think I can't make the wolf hat. I need 12 yarn and I only have 6. I'm gonna try one more time to make this jump, and it's gonna fail, and then we're gonna go on. Yeah, so the bells, that's what I've seen before, is bells. I didn't see any bell near this one, so I don't know exactly what triggers it, but maybe there's something here that I don't see. We'll try again and see what we see. I'm also not even sure if that's the way I'm supposed to go at the moment. Gotcha. Okay. So let's... Yeah, so I don't see anything obvious here. This guy doesn't really like me smacking into him, so let's go around, go a different place. Alright, so I need something that will allow me to jump further, which I don't have at the moment. Yeah, and you know me, I'm like the opposite of that. I spend as little time poking around as possible, which always leaves me in the situation where I'm like, I don't know if the problem here is like I'm doing something wrong, or if it's just I'm too little of a completionist and everything is broken as a result of that. Which is fine, whatever. It's just part of the way I play. Yes, blow some horns. Alright, so let's go ahead and switch to this hat that tells me where to go. Yeah, alright, I know where to go there. That's not helpful to me. I would like another... That's another thing that I don't like about this hat that tells me where to go. The hat that tells me where to go only tells me one place to go. And if I've already gone, and if I already know that I need to go there, but can't figure out how to get there, then I'm kind of like stuck. And that's kind of a, a crappy experience. Alright, let's go ahead and ride over here. I think this is bringing me back to the main island. Yeah. Bird Pass Fork. Yep. Ow. Hey, look at that.
Make sure you swing towards the path you want.
Alright, I think that I haven't been left here, so let's go this way. Take care, take care. Yellow Band Hills. Right. This lets me blow things up. Go. Upsy Mozzie, upsy daisy. I'm trying to remember if I went all the way through this, and this is where I got to the, bird's nest? I should have, like, actually paid attention. Oh, well. Yeah. Yes, tasering small children is annoying. The other thing that was in the same vein that really was frustrating to me is the story about the, like, the Chicago Police Department parking a truckload of Nike shoes outside of, like, a youth... like where people play basketball, and then arresting the people who like picked up some Nike shoes from the thing. That's like, come on. Like, that's the best thing that you can figure out to be doing with your time, is to entrap a bunch of teenagers. That's really what you think is best for the community, but, you know, whatever. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. Alright. Don't remember doing this. Go ahead and come out here and try it. Ah! Damn it. Okay. I think I got the right idea, which is to bounce on top of this thing and then throw my bombs to clear the next area and make a path. So when I throw these bombs, there's two things they do. One, they can explode crates. The other thing is they can make the bridges fall. Oops, there we go. Damn it. Aiming is hard! I am the knights who say, Ika, 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 Watang! What? Zoink! Unfortunately, I'm not those kind of knights. And I do not have any shrubberies. But, you know, okay. I feel like it shouldn't be this hard. But I never know if it should be this hard. I don't know if I'm just bad at games. I mean, it's the rule of CPG. Like, I suck at games so you don't have to. But it's only supposed to apply to retro games, not modern games. Another thing is that my skills at games have definitely gotten better. You know, it turns out that playing hundreds of games for, you know, hours at a time definitely improves your overall gaming skills. So, if you want to be a better gamer, I do highly recommend that. I'm not going to win in a megathon anytime soon, but... yeah, so no matter which direction I turn this, she's always facing the same way. I need to turn this, but anytime I do that, she actually moves, and so it becomes a problem. I wonder if I'm doing it wrong. I can grab this. Anywho. Yeah, okay. There we go. Oh! Fuck you! Fucking god damn it. Okay, well. I have at least cleared a path. I don't need to do the bomb as well as the jumping anymore. Hopefully. Should just be able to jump. Should be easier. Okay, so this is just a ball of yarn. I already have the ice cold hat, but that's okay. Now I cleared Yellow Band Hills. It was cool, I just wanted more out of it than I got. Sad. Alright. Hang on here that I didn't grab. Really. Boxes there. I'm gonna try and go back up and grab. Find them. In case there's anything useful in them. Nope. Apparently I'm gonna fail at that. Okay. So we grabbed the two sides of that path now. Now we're back to Bird Pass Fork. And have died. It's fine. Just 1 second.
Is this thing?
Already been to the birdhouse. Okay, so I've done both halves of that. The half with the timepiece was the birdhouse, which we already saw. And then we did the Yellow Hills Fork. Now we're back to Goat Village.
Shiny things.
Yeah, I already saw the birds at the birdhouse, so I don't need your help on that. Swap hat to this. I think is just telling me to go back to the windmill. Yeah. Alright, so we got some bells. Windmill's over here. thought I was going to be able to hang on to that, but that did not work out for me. That's Lava Land, which you've already been to. Blow the horns, yep, I know that.
The old windmill is this way.
Yep. And what are you gonna show?
Make sure you...
You're to swing towards the path you want. Yes. We already blew that horn, I think? Double check. We can make our way up here and just double check so we don't... Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Come up here, do some parkouring. Okay, cool.
Why don't we blow them up this high? The air doesn't.
Yeah, I'm also at blowing horns, it's true. One of my primary skills. I'm a great horn blower. It's nice that they, you know, even though you can't walk into houses, they've got, like, stuff in them and so on. Very thoughtful. Oh, shoot. Okay. Cool. Alright, so yeah, I was trying to hook onto this windmill to see if that would take me anywhere, but I think that this windmill doesn't have attachment points like the other one does. Okay. Well, so now I know. That was just a total mistake. I jumped to my death for nothing. And we already saw the important part of the lava flow, so I went the wrong way here and we'll go back. No? Sizzling lava spits. Yeah. This is gonna just show us where to go. Yeah, okay. That was the last thing I did at the end of last stream. We did the birdhouse, and then we did the sizzling lava spit, and then we ran out of time. Ba 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 bum 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 ba da ba. I don't know where to go. Let's go back and find a windmill. It will show me a path to take.
The windmill is this way.
Go ahead and go right. Make sure we've completely exhausted the possibilities here. Boat outpost horn. Yeah, so we finished this. They told us we finished. Yeah, we've went to the top. Okay. Those bridges are old and they die, so we'll go back now. And we will go to the left to go to the windmill. See what we can do.
The old windmill.
And what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do you know? What do you say? What do you know? What do you say? I'm gonna hang on to this and see if it takes me anywhere good. Nope. Okay. Alright, I forgot how to do one of my moves. That was the trick. So I have an air dash move that I have forgotten how to use. And turns out that if you use all of your moves, it becomes much easier. Okay, curly held horn.
Take care, kid. I went up ahead.
There's a horn at the top of here, so we will go ahead up and get to it. Do it to it, as they say. Oh gosh! Oh man, that kind of freaked me out. An invisible enemy. I know this game really isn't intended to be like heavy on jump scares, but got me. Oh, seriously? Dumped me off the side. Hey! Stole my hat? Seriously? Not back my hat. Get to steal my hat? Got a hat thief? Okay. Oh. Now this should open up a thing from that blue. Great. As expected, that'll open up the area of the next section, and we've cleared the Curly Horn Trail. That was a lot of wasted time for something that was relatively simple. Turns out, don't forget some of the abilities you have. They can be important. Also, don't get scared by jump scares, but that's a different story. We know that I'm not very good at that from my playing of Outlast back in the day. It's one of the few games that I have not finished and will probably never go back and finish because, you know, it was scary. Lotta. Go ahead and take this. Upsy baby, upsy mozzie, upsy daisy. Yay, I did it. Cool. Yeah, so the area with the green platforms that Gaming Lawyer was talking about with the wolf hat is probably an area where I don't have to go in order to finish the level. It's just an area that you, like an optional area that I could do if I got the wolf hat later, so. The windmill, mwahaha. Timepiece up at the top of it, so that is what I am working to make my way to towards. A few of it. Okay, so there's clockwork in it. Swinging across the gap, I'm a man who can swing across the gap. Alright, we got some mechanism here. Got some life, which is handy. We'll go ahead and take that, fill that up. Start our night out right here. Got these green things telling us where to go, hopefully. Following the green things, following the green things. Everywhere we go, people want... Oh, I can't just hop on those? I can't just hop on pop like I can on other things? Fine. Okay, I thought that was lava for a second. I was a little bit scared there, but it's not. That's good. Alright, can I hang on these ropes? No. Feels like given the skinny ropes I have been able to stand on, this is kind of like a problem that I can't walk on these. But, whatever. Continue to remember to use my air dash. Crap. Okay, so I can't just climb those grates like I was hoping I could. We'll wander on the edges, make our way to the middle, jump on the thingy, and make our way across. So I've been continuing to take my documentary filmmaking class. It's been an interesting experience. One of the things about it is that, so we have one of the people who's taking the class who is, yeah, chat's working, I see you, Jeff. So one of the people who's taking the class is a journalist for a small paper in the area. And as a result of that, she is very opinionated on how interviews and other stuff like that should go. And is very upset that we are not following her, you know, preferred interview process. So we're like trying to come up with like, okay, if we're gonna interview this person, you know, what questions should we try and get answers to? Like, what should we be thinking about as we go into an interview? She's like, oh, well, you shouldn't do that. You should never go into an interview with, like, questions to ask. And I'm like, I mean, okay, like, I hear you that you don't want to, like, just go in and, like, sit there and ask questions off of a list, but having an idea of what types of things you want to ask of someone seems like it's a reasonable practice. And she's like, no, you just want to let them lead the entire conversation because, like, otherwise you're going to miss out on important things because you're concentrating on what you want to know and not what they're telling you. And I'm like, look, you know, one, like, these people are not, I realize that you feel that you are the perfect journalist and that you could do all this perfectly and that, like, but one, you're on a team project here. We're working together as a team to get answers to things that we want to, you know, that want to support the overall project and documentary we're working on. Like, it's reasonable to think through what types of things we want to talk about. And she's able to come up with, like, a bunch of good questions to ask, but she's just like, oh, no, you can't do it this way. Like, you have to do it my way and only my way. And that's been a little bit frustrating. So I call her Miss Know-It-All. Her actual name is, like, I don't know, it's something. It's in my book. But yeah, so she's been around. Yesterday we actually did a portion of class where we just went out and got a bunch of B-roll shots, and so we took the camcorders out and did shots of the exterior. We're doing a thing on a local theater, and so we did a bunch of shots of the exterior, and then there was an event that we had gotten permission to come in and film part of, and so we got, like, interior shots and all kinds of cool stuff like that. So it's kind of cool to just be, like, actually out and explicitly filming B-roll, which I've done, sort of, or thought about at least, as I'm, like, going to events. Like, I've shot a lot of B-roll of VidCon and other things like that in hopes that I would ever make a video about it, which I never do. But I've got the footage and have done that, so it was kind of fun to be more intentional about it and actually go out and do some B-roll filming. So, yeah, that was kind of fun. And then, so next week we'll be doing an interview with the artistic director of one of the theater companies at the theater, and we will be, and then we will be maybe, like, sitting down and sorting through footage or editing or something else like that. We've also had one of the people who's taking the class is, like, a patron of the theater. He's been to, like, 10 different shows there over the past 4 years, and so we were able to do a pretty nice interview with him, where we were able to talk to him about, like, some of what he's seen and, like, what his favorite shows were and some of what he knows about the theater. And so it was kind of cool to do a setup, like an interview setup, where, you know, I did one of those kind of, like, person outside and, like, thought really closely about framing and what's the background look like, and, you know, ran a lavalier mic for him and other stuff like that. So that was another cool thing, which I've never really done, is kind of, again, treating the interview process as a thoughtful filming process is new to me. Yeah, I mean, trying to argue with her is not very effective in general. You are 100% correct, of course. Fuck. I'm totally gonna die. No! No! God damn it. Alright, that's fine. Alright, everything's fine. It's all fine. Oh, cool. So I got a continue point that's not too far back. That's good. Also, there's a couple of life things there, which I can fetch once I get down to more dead, rather than just dying. Alright, so where do I want to go? Nope, don't want to grab those. That's one thing I wish that the game wouldn't let you do, would be to grab, like, don't let me grab life while I'm at full health. I would rather not do that, but can't win them all. The reality is that, like, there's 5 people in the class for who are all pretty much on the same page. So we got one woman who's a person in the local theater scene who suggested this topic and got us the interview with the artistic director, and she's very much on the same page. She's a little bit worried because, like, she feels like, oh, I asked for an interview and I don't want her time to be wasted, like, let's keep that in mind, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's actually going to work out really well. And then there's one woman who has done directing in some, like, minor, like, film projects with her friends, and so she's got a much more creative eye, and she's totally on the same page. And then we've got Billy, and Billy is a theater patron, patron who is kind of excited about this space and has been attending it, you know, with friends, and he was a theater minor in school, and so like he's got some experience there and was excited with the documentary stuff. So then there's me, who I've done obviously a lot of like YouTube quality footage of video stuff, but not more general stuff. Hold on a second. Are you knocking, Jess? And so, let's see. Billy, Pamela, forgot her name, and me are the like 4 people who are all very much on the same page. I feel like I'm missing one person. Maybe not. Maybe it's just Kevin, who's the teacher. And then there's this like, oh, and Winnie, who is a former coworker of mine at Metacarta way back when I worked at Metacarta, and who was really excited about you know, taking this class to learn how to do documentary projects as well. So we got 5 of us who are all really on the same page and working well together, and then we have Miss like Know-It-All, who like is not able to listen. Her friend, Mr. like I like to, you know, be kind of a jackass, who in the middle of class like just started streaming to Facebook Live without asking anybody in the class, and like has just kind of been like, he doesn't want to pay attention. He doesn't want to like listen when the person who's leading the class is talking. He's like, you know, talking to his friend and not listening to what's going on, and is really distracting. And so, you know, those 2 are just like, I would have much rather had this class without those 2 in it. But, you know, whatever. It's a class at a it's a class at a you know, community access, like a public access network, right? So it's not like I had like, one, I'm not paying anything extra for this class specifically, so my expectations can't be like ridiculously high. And yeah, so it's fine, but it's definitely a case where I wish that it was going a little bit better than it is. I don't know how to get through that. Okay, I think I have to double jump under it. Okay. Everybody come back to me. Great, we'll do this one more time. Air dash was not the answer there. Ah! God damn it. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, our goal will be... So, I mean, the thing about this, right, is that, so some of the documentaries that have been produced by this class are, you know, up on Vimeo and YouTube and everything else like this, and some of them are kind of crappy, but some of them are actually pretty good. Like, you know, there's one that I just found today, done by this class, that's on a local, like a footbridge, and how it came to be, and like how it was named, and there's an interview with some of the people who were, you know, involved in projects to restore it, and everything else like that. And it's a really well done documentary. Like, it's actually, you know, somewhat interesting. I learned new things from it. You know, it's not too long. It's like 5 minutes. It's a totally like reasonable piece of video work, but it has like 12 views on YouTube. So these things are not like massive interest generators, even though they're like relatively well-produced documentaries. There's just not a lot of demand for this type of content in the world. So I don't think that we're going to be able to say like, oh, theater, you should use this and you'll get so many more, you know, clicks or views or tickets sold or whatever else like that. But it is nice to be able to produce something that I hope the theater will be able to use to kind of talk about its history, and maybe, you know, we can share it around and get a couple more people who are interested in it. I know, like, now I'm more interested in the theater because I've learned that it has a program done with MIT to do like a science-oriented play every year, where they do like an interview with Newton or other projects like that. So so, you know, I think that's, yeah. Oh, totally, Leif. Like, I mean, and if I was paying thousands of dollars for the class that I am taking, I would be a lot more, I don't know, reticent to kind of let some of these things go. And I don't mean to say, like, this is a shitty class, but I do think that there's differences in expectations among behavior when you're paying a lot of money for a class versus paying, you know, in this case, there are some people in the class actually who are paying $100, and so I really should kind of probably be more insistent to be like, hey, look, shut up. Like, pay attention to what's going on in the class, or don't, but don't make it so other people can't. And the teacher's like really trying to, you know, keep us all engaged without being confrontational, which I appreciate that that's like what he's trying to do, but it's because it's really hard, right? And he's probably not getting paid, or at least he's not getting paid much. And so he's just like trying to make the best of a bad situation without being super confrontational about it. But there's people who are paying to be here, and so it's kind of really disrespectful when, you know, people are paying to be here to kind of, you know, be talking while other people are talking, to be distracting, to be looking at your phone, or, you know, this other shit. It's just like shitty behavior. So. All right. This windmill is fucking tall. Like, seriously? Get out of here. Oh, fuck. Ah! Yeah, so I need to not double jump to get to that red balloon. 99 red balloons go by. But yeah, so it's a really cool class. I'm really glad I'm doing it. There's a lot of little things that you like pick up and learn from doing this that I wouldn't really. I think, like, for me, just the fact that I got like a really nicely framed interview piece out of it, like that in and of itself is really nice. And I'll probably take the interview with Billy and just like grab that, and like I'll try and upload that after class next week, and we can talk about it on Friday. But I really am happy with how the look came out, you know, and working with a couple different people. So we had one person who's kind of like directing, I'm running the camera, Billy's our interview subject, and then Winnie was our interviewer. And I think that was a really nice combo, and gave, you know, so like a 3-person team doing this work really works out well, and it's just like a much more fun experience than doing YouTube stuff kind of on my own. And so it's definitely a thing that I'll be looking forward to try more of going forward, is interacting with some of the people from CCTV, whether it's, you know, like YouTube productions or productions for CCTV or something else like that, so. And then another thing that I've got coming up soon, which I think starts not this Wednesday, no, this coming Wednesday, is my color correcting with Adobe Premiere class. So we'll be talking both about like color correcting, which is of course trying to get a more true color out of a kind of wishy-washy mix like you would see from my webcam here, but also doing color grading, which is the process by which you can kind of apply a different film look to your video or whatever. And I'm really excited about that. So that's it's a 2-session class where I will be it's a 2-session class where I'll be doing, you know, 2 3-hour sessions, and I'm hopeful that we'll get some like practical stuff out of that. So maybe I'll grab some drone footage or just some of like my webcam footage at home and be like, okay, let's make this better. Like, let's apply a film look to this. Because that's one of the things that, you know, it doesn't matter how many tutorials I watch on YouTube, unless I actually sit down and spend time doing it, I'm probably never going to learn. And so that's one of the things that I found interesting about these classes in general, is that it's a way for me to actually be forced to sit down and try to do something. Yeah, so we'll do color correcting and color grading, and I'm super psyched about that. Beyond that, I have my studio production class, which will be the last week of August. The TV station has like a 3-camera studio set up with a full like audio mixer. They use it for a bunch of different. Oh crap! I hit the wrong button. They use it for a bunch of different like forums, you know, statewide forums where they will have like political candidates do debates in their space or other things like that. So I'm excited to learn how to use that space. They've got, you know, it seems fun. And then the teacher is the same one that I've had for both my field cameras class and for the current documentary filmmaking class. And he says that the studio class is the one that he likes the most. So given that I've really been enjoying taking both classes with him, I expect that I would like this one too. So psyched about that. Beyond that, this week was in part a week where we worked on improving our code coverage. So we took a whole day on Tuesday and basically just made it like everyone's going to work on tests today, which is really nice because it meant that I was able to ask like dumb questions about like what's the best way to test this, you know, when do I use mocks, when do I use fakes, when do I use, you know, this tool versus that tool, and get answers. Without feeling like I was taking away from people doing their normal, you know, day job. So that was really fun. One of the people on my team tweeted on Wednesday, she was like, oh my god, I'm now like obsessed with test coverage numbers, which is like, it's cool. It's cool to look in, you know, being able to gamify something such that you can enjoy doing it a little bit more is just like a fun experience. Yeah. I talked to a couple of coworkers. Oh, also, it's funny. So every Thursday at work, there's a happy hour. So they bring beer and they have snacks and other stuff like that. I don't say and other stuff like that way too often. I'm sorry about that. And so I was there and I was talking to some people, and the person who how do I think I have to hit the other button. I want to do the air dive into that, but the air dive is triggered by the attack button, I thought. But I pushed the attack button and that didn't work, so maybe it's the other button, the swing button instead. But yeah, so I was talking to some people at the table. Didn't really know who I was talking to, but whatever. And then I realized, you know, some people got up and I could read the name badge of the person who was there, and it was Nat Torkington. And I was like, so Nat, like last time I knew, like you were in Tennessee. So like what are you doing in Boston? So that's the wrong button. I just have to push attack, get close and push attack maybe. Because I've been reading on Facebook that he was in Tennessee, and so I was really surprised to see him in Boston. And he was like, yeah, like, but how did you know I was in Tennessee? It's like, oh, I saw it on Facebook. He's like, okay, well, so you're gonna have to tell me like what your name is, because I've got like a temporary badge that doesn't have my name on it. And I'm like, well, you know, so we haven't, I mean, you don't remember me probably because we haven't talked in 15 years since you invited me to Where 2.0 to speak. And he's like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, so I'm Chris Schmidt. He's like, oh my gosh. So apparently he actually remembers my name, which is kind of cool. So Nat Torkington led a lot of the O'Reilly conferences back in like 2005, 2006, very involved in the Perl community. And yeah, so he was someone who invited me to speak at my first kind of tech coming out event, as far as I was concerned, where I got, you know, to be an invited speaker at an O'Reilly event. And it's just funny to see him, and like I said, I don't think I've seen him since 2006, and just to see him like randomly show up at my work is definitely like it was a funny experience. What the? Oh god, this is fucking pissing me off. Like definitely I pushed the same button as I used on the other spider, and it didn't goddamn work. I just have to jump past this spider. Hide spider. I'm gonna fucking go around you somehow or something. Now my hope is that I can find a way to get across to another checkpoint. Oh, thank God. Okay, so I shouldn't have to do that part again. Good, because otherwise I was going to go crazy. That was dumb of me, because apparently I already have full health. Okay, so now we're in kind of like a 2D platforming land. So it's forced my rotation in to be like this. Now we're back into 3D. Oh god. Okay, so I need to jump on these sandbags. Oh, okay, so they all have little platforms. I missed. Hey. Oh, come on. Okay, well, that's fine. Flipped through one, but landed on the next. Hey, 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 look at that. Got my first timepiece of the evening. Only an hour in. So at this rate, I will complete the game in another 9 hours. Hopefully the next one is less difficult than that. Yay! Spin the hat. Alright, so now these flowers are all doing things. Cool.
They started appearing recently after some... In any case...
Ah! Well, that was not what I meant to do, but I'll take it. Rather than dying. Nice. Others showing me like the sky. Okay. Not entirely sure what to do with that, but we'll figure it out. Ow! Back me around. The way I'm supposed to get up there. I feel like there was a way that I opened up that bridge, but I don't know what it was. Ah, whatever. Okay. I don't care about the birds at the birdhouse. How am I supposed to get to that? Okay, so I think I need a different mask. Yeah. So I need to find some yarn. Maybe I should go back to earlier levels to find some. This whole alpine path thing is definitely a challenge for me. Roomba, get out of my way. I wonder if there's another thing I can go back to here, which will give me both the opportunity to grab yarn and the timepiece not already written. I feel like there might be, so we'll go back and skim real quick. Maybe not. Fine, we're just... Yeah, so let's go here. Alright, heating up Mafia Town. So we're going to be on the lookout for yarn. We want 5 yarn, and we'll see if we can grab a timepiece while we're at it.
Look at mess. Someone turned on all faucets. Was it you? Little hat kid. Can't leave your clothes off.
Alright, turn off all the faucets. Mafia Town, best town for cannoli. Hey, Matus. Cannoli plays games. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work. Chris propagates gamification. Chris promotes gamification. I did that earlier. I don't actually know where these faucets are. Yeah, there's one. Okay. Now, if you were a faucet, how would you turn off? Cool. One faucet down. A bunch to go. Now, let's see if we can see any yarn while we're here. We'll go ahead and hop on these balloons. Oh. Cool. That worked out just fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Da 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 da. Yeah, I think that's not the hat. I feel like that just comes from my natural ability at being the best balancer in all the land. But you are correct that I do have excellent balancing skills. I am hugely impressive in that realm. I can't talk, can't use words, but that's okay. Alright, let's go ahead and go down this. No! Damn it. So, although I did manage to once jump in the air and immediately land on a string, it feels like I did not succeed in doing that again. Okay, so there's a yarn ball. Let's go out and see if we can find a way to get that.
Welcome, young one.
Sure, but I don't really care about that. How do I get up from here? Oh, I can just kind of climb up the wall. Wall jumping parkour. Oh, well, sort of made it once, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be a functional approach to get to the next level anyway, so we'll come back to that later. But we do know that there's ball of yarn there and another one here. Okay. We did find at least a couple. Yeah, get out of here. Go ahead and turn off this faucet. Checkpoint! Checkpoint! Checkity check, checkpoint. Oh. Ah! Oh, I meant to take that ladder, and instead I am underneath this platform. Not exactly where I meant to be, but we can get around. We are the best jumper, the best jumper. Speaking of jumper, so Impulse is a, it's a sequel? I think it's the third book in the Jumper series. If you ever read Jumper when you were a kid, Jumper was, I don't know if you ever read Jumper when you were a kid, but Jumper was a sci-fi story about a kid who found out that he could teleport himself to anywhere he had been in the past just by thinking about it. And so, but yeah, so I was watching Impulse because Impulse got a YouTube Red series, which is kind of cool. Alright, so we got a yarn ball. Great. Let's see now. Let's see. I don't know what those big, oh, those big yellow things are slides. That's right. Okay. Okay, I don't know why those big yellow things go down into the lava but aren't lava, but... Oh. Yeah, it's fine. We're all fine here. Ow! Yeah, see? Perfect. Not a problem. I don't know what you're talking about. And that didn't happen. Oh. Oh, I need to get, like... I think that the funny thing is that I'm pretty sure that, like, in order to get those green things to light up without a bell, the way to do it is the hat that I'm attempting to get yarn balls to get. So as soon as I get the hat that I'm currently working on, I will be able to get that yarn ball, which I need to make the hat I'm currently working on. Curse you, circular dependencies! Okay, so where are you? There's like a flame thing behind this wall of fire? That doesn't make it higher up and I just can't see it. Grab life, that's great. Upsy baby, upsy mozzie, upsy daisy. Ah! Cool. One more fire down. Another checkpoint. Great. Cool. Alright, so what do you think? How many we got so far? I don't know. This bell feels like I should be able to do a thing with it. Let's try a different approach. Let's try a different stroke. Walking up a tightrope. Okay, so we got 2 left, it looks like. Guess that's all I see. Interesting. It looks like the path to get to that thing is across this whole series of kites. I don't know how I get onto the kites. No, not like that, apparently. Alright, making our way around. Ah! Cool. Okay. And this faucet. Great. Now, as far as I can tell, we've got one more faucet to go. And dead, unsurprisingly. As I got out to that thing with only 2 life, but that's fine. And here we go. On the plus side, they put me back on land, which is cool. Means I don't have to make the same dying jump again. Hoping I might be able to squeeze it in there, but I guess not. Let's see if we can make it over here. Yes. Oh! 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 Okay. Alright, I think that's it. I got rid of all the fire. Yeah, Julianne whining that it's taking too long to fly to California is definitely on brand for her. Her general lack of awareness of a sense of time is consistent with that particular problem. Oopsie. Alright, so what am I supposed to do now? I'm supposed to like go up to the top. I feel like I saw this earlier. Well, recognizing at least the problem that she has is she's got some good self-awareness going on there. I can whine to you, Mom, because you won't tell me to stop. But if I tried to whine to Alicia, she would just tell me to shut up. Pretty much. Okay, I'm trying to think where I saw and the goal that I need to get to. Uh-oh. That's why I have this hat, though, right? This other hat should tell me that. Not that hat, this hat. Oh, that hat, this hat. Okay. Oh, huh, I was almost there. Look at that.
You did it!
I did it!
Now, Mafia, no, please.
I am a hero of Mafia Town. What trophy?
You did it! Now, Ma, please. Take this.
Oh, this. Mama, ooh. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, let's open some beer. Definitely gonna help me here. Gonna be a better player. Alright, so we heated up Mafia Town. Do whatever this is. No, just a time rift. Oh no, okay. I like that this mission is called Win Legitimately. Oh, no, I don't want to enter the act if I can't complete it. What item am I missing? Okay, timepiece has created a time rift. Alright, let's see if we can find that. Oops. We'll go back in, we'll play one of the earlier levels, and we will look for this timepiece. Wall now. Wall bow down and... Okay. Hey, to be clear, Metal Gear broke. Something about cheat codes or item I picked up or something else like that just broke the game. Like, it was no longer a stealth game, and having Metal Gear not be a stealth game is not really playing Metal Gear. So, I don't feel like that was necessarily a case of, like, I failed so much as it was the game broke. Alright, so let's look for... So we're looking for a, like, green sewer pipe sticking out of a wall next to some green spray paint that says, like, Mafia something something. Alright. We'll also keep it, yeah, so we do have a ball of yarn up at the top of there, which we probably want. Yeah, that's a timepiece we already have. Right. Let's see. Think. If you were a time rift, where would you be? But I'm just trying to kind of explore the level. Hey, yarn. Oh, I can't get that yarn. I was like, look, a yarn piece. It's right in my path. I will go grab it. No, I won't. Am I secretly Spider-Man? I'm actually secretly Spider-Woman. But don't tell anybody my secret identity. There it is. Time rift. No, Spider-Woman was a real thing, wasn't she? Not Spider-Man's girlfriend. That would be like calling, you know, what's her name? Batwoman. Is there a Batwoman? I know there's a Catwoman. I don't know anything. Well, look. What do I know? I've never been a spider person fan, clearly. Don't really like spiders all that much. Rachel Dawes was the name I was thinking of with Batman. Calling Rachel Dawes Batwoman would be weird, but I don't think there's a Batwoman either. See, Spider-Woman was a thing. Someone told me, yeah, Batgirl was a thing, but not Batwoman. And it's rude to just call, you know, anyone who's a woman a girl. That would be inappropriate. There we go. Here's Gotheen. Happy Friday. Welcome to the stream. I guess I can dye the color of my clothes, not that that matters to me in any way, shape, or form. You started school in 3 days! Oh no! It's fine. You'll enjoy it. It's fine. Okay. So now I'm wearing a, like, cape, so that's cool. I'm trying to figure out if I actually have, like, a new timepiece. I think I do. Okay, so where the hell is that? I don't know where Okay, so I've got one level that I can't do anything in yet because I don't have the necessary items. Because I haven't connected enough yarn. There's no yarn that I can figure out how to collect in those levels, so let's go someplace else. Alright, so that area requires 25 timepieces. Here. Alright, so we've beaten all the levels. We got a couple of timepieces, so we'll go ahead and look for a time rift on top of a set of like steps. I have a feeling this is going to be kind of like by the tree in the middle, so. Oh yeah, so one thing I did last week, not this week, is I was playing with we got a new laser cutter at work and I hadn't been trained on it for a while, but I finally got trained on it, and so one of the things that I did was actually to build a little thing. And so the idea is that you would pull down on this little knob and the little arms would move. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work, but when you open this, you can see that the arms do make it move. So the idea is that this is like a business card thing you would pull out, and you would pull down on the on the little handle thing to like grab someone else's business card, because this is actually just like a 3x5 thing. And so yeah, so it's actually 3 layers. It's got a base layer, it's got the front that's kind of cut out, and then in between are the gears, as well as like a set of little super glued nubs that it goes on top of. Unfortunately, since it's made out of chipboard, the little thing doesn't work as well. It doesn't have the strength to pull these arms because it just kind of like skips gears. But yeah, that's the thing I made. I also engraved a glass, which is actually in the next room at the moment, that says open source. Oops, wrong thing. Sorry. It says Google Open Source on it, and then it has like the Google Open Source logo. So I can like have a pint glass that I engraved with a rotary engraver that has that, which is kind of cool. All right, so let's see. I wanted to find something that looked vaguely like these kinds of platforms, but my feeling is that it's not going to be here. It's going to be more towards the later part of the level. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh no, those lily pads don't save me. Those what I know. I thought those were gonna save me. Okay, so the problem is that I need to like ring a bell or something to make those green things light up. So we will spend 10 minutes exploring this level before we give up. And hopefully in the process we will find the time rift. Ah! Ah! God damn it. Go. That was clearly not quite the right thing to do. Correct direction. Ah! I don't remember how to play this level. Problem number 1. Should have been more completionist the first time around. Oh, I want to use this. Oh, okay, so that's apparently not how I make those ice things go away. Good to know. I almost made it. Yeah, so the problem is that my hat doesn't tell me where the time rifts are, because that would probably be kind of silly. But the whole point is that you should know the level well enough and explore. I don't want to explore. I want you to tell me where to go. Okay, so this is the house, but I'm pretty sure the house is not the relevant part of where I want to go. The trick to this one is that the green platforms only show up when they're inside the bubble, and the blue platform only shows up when it's outside the bubble, so you've got to kind of like time your jump that you cross. That. Feel like these things want to destroy the fruits. That's why I have a fruit. Try that. Make some jumping noises. You can't double jump with a fruit, so you gotta kind of do this. There we go. Grab the fruit, throw the fruit. Okay, is this leading me to the tree? Maybe it is. Nope, leading me to the house. I wish there was maps of these levels that just showed me where everything is, but I guess it's kind of less common in 3D platformers to have overhead maps of things. Also wish there's like a way to look at the... Oh, okay, so I guess it's showing me one of the time rifts, but it's one that's over like a purple thing that I don't think I'm anywhere near. Alright, let's get out of here. We'll go back to the bird level and see if we can find something there. That was only 5 minutes, but by the time I got back out and tried to do it again, it would... Alright. I'm also not sure if I got all the primary pieces in levels. I think I did. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, I guess this is the problem, is that I'm like, I want everything to be easy, which is silly, but... Okay, this is the place that I said everything is 2 cards. Let's get back out of here. Still looking for some yarn. This. Hey, a time rift. I actually don't want everything to be easy. I want to always feel like I'm making progress. Like that's my standard for any game, really, is that I never want to feel like I'm stuck and don't know what to do. because I don't do collectibles, I sometimes get myself stuck because my expectations about how the game should be played and the game's expectations can be very different. And that's totally my fault, like, or my, you know, responsibility. But it does kind of catch me off guard sometimes when games are like, oh yeah, everything's fine, you don't have to collect anything until you get like a ways in, and then it's like, oh yeah, this button, you know, doesn't exist or whatever. Oh no! Cool, landed that. Yeah, I'm excited about things coming up. I'm excited about my documentary class. I really think that we're going to produce something that I'm happy with, which is cool. I don't know if it'll be that interesting to anyone who doesn't live in Cambridge. I don't know if it'll get that many viewers. I don't know if it'll get that much anything, but I am really excited and looking forward to putting it together. The teacher is cool. Most of my classmates are cool. I'm looking forward to, like, you know, getting a little bit more ingrained and using the CCTV community as a, you know, group that perhaps I can do more video projects with, whether they're YouTube or otherwise. Because I'm finding that I like that a lot more. Really something that I should be considering more, like, even within my streams. I should invite more friends to hang out and do a stream with me. Especially as my Friday streams have become kind of quiet. Sure, we'll take some hat flares, just cosmetics. Care about cosmetics. Okay, so we got a timepiece. We should have 20 now, if I remember correctly. Yes, we have 20 now. Great. Unfortunately, it sent us way back over here, which is not close to where we were. That's fine. So was there anything else down this hallway? I don't think there was anything else, but let's find out. Cool, a burger. Alright. Anything around here? Let's open the application fun. Orgy Quest 7, the leashes that bind. That sounds great. Go north. I'm not reading this. Shut down. Okay, so that might be a fun thing to play with, but not at the moment. Bookcase. I'm just trying to figure out if any of these things give me, any of these things give me, like, yarn balls, but they do not appear to. I feel like I never did the finale here. Yeah, I did not. Okay. Go into the Battle of the Birds. Ow! Note to self, don't walk on electricity wires.
Hello, we're about to start recording. For this movie, we'll need one way, darling.
Go get dressed. Now I have a parade outfit. Cool.
You look and keep an eye out for goodies. The parade lasts a while. Nothing you can do to speed it up.
Okay.
Good luck, darling.
Wouldn't it be cool if Ewoks were real? I don't know. Ah! Okay. Well. Okay, so this is just a case where... Oh, okay. I cannot walk on the ground, and my goal is just to keep moving, and they're gonna film me, and you know, it's gonna be awesome. Fine. I can deal with that. Sort of. Except I apparently can't, but whatever. And ideally... Oh, I see. So they're actually highlighting the life that's available on the map. That way I can stay alive. Grab that. I'm looking to see if there's any balls of yarn or anything I can grab while we're doing this. It does not appear that way.
It's time to turn, darling. Can you turn?
Okay, now there's gonna be fire. I'm gonna have to avoid the fire. Go ahead and hop on this. We'll dodge the electricity. Or, okay, I think I misunderstood. I think I was supposed to go to those yellow things and turn them off. Which I'd probably know if I actually paid attention to the story instead of skipping past it. Like I do all story. Alright. Oh, I had to go and turn them all on. Feels like something you would have like a producer do and not me. Doesn't feel like I should be the one who is, you know, turning your pyrotechnics on, but okay, whatever. Oh, so in the lower corner there is a counter, which I assume is ticking on to the next phase. I did not hear about Sonic the Hedgehog's new voice actor, no. I'm gonna walk around in circles here. Oh shoot. I don't know who Adam Scott is. Is that a name I should recognize from something other than Sonic the Hedgehog's voice acting?
This movie needs more action.
Turn on the firework cannons. Fine. Still feel like this is not something that should be my job, but whatever. Who am I to complain? I'm just a talent. Adam Scott. Well, who was he in Parks and Rec? 'Cause I've actually seen that. It's gonna really suck if I die now. Which does not seem unlikely, unfortunately. Find myself a heart. I used them all already, I think. Yeah. But I took them away after the last stage.
Time to release the parade.
Okay, so now my thing came out. I have to not die before I get shit. Woo! Okay, I know Ben. He was also in, I'm just making sure I'm thinking of the right guy. Yeah, he was also in something else. You know, what else did I see him in? Not. Star Trek First Contact is definitely not what I'm thinking of. Was he in The Office at one point? No, never mind. I know what I'm thinking of. Never mind. I got it backwards. I got it. Okay. I was thinking of West Wing, and I was thinking of someone different, so it's fine. Okay. What's next? What's next? What's next? We did the big parade. We cannot quite do the finale here. But that's okay. Do Act 4. But before we do that, it's 11:01, and you know what that means. It's time for the CPG rant of the evening. The CPG rant of the evening is where I sit back, you sit back, and listen to me give you a little bit of a piece of my mind. So sit back and be prepared, because you got a CPG rant coming your way. We all deserve a better internet, and there's absolutely no reason that here in the US we couldn't have had one. I'm the Chris who plays games. This is your CPG rant of the evening. Looking across the country, there are more than 70 communities that have built city-wide fiber to the home fiber networks to provide internet through municipal sources. Looking across the country, there are more than 190 communities that have built some type of network build for residents of their cities, again, run by the city. When looking across these, you see prices ranging from $500 to $1,500 to, on the very extreme ends, $4,000 per household connected to the internet. But these prices average out to about $1,100 to $1,200 per person. $1,100 to $1,200 per person to provide reliable municipal-run internet. Building these networks is something that is within the reach of the modern US based on the amount of money that we are giving away to rich people as a result of the Republican tax plan that happened late last year. It is absolutely the case that we could have built fiber to the home for every man, woman, and child in this country for half of the money that we gave away to rich people. And that money coming from rich people isn't coming back down to some crazy trickle-down mechanic. Real wages have declined since the tax return, while corporate profits have gone up like 40%. And so we sit here in a world where rural communities don't have access to the internet, in a world where urban communities are dominated by single monopoly or duopoly providers, where we overpay for access, even for people who live in low-income housing, even for people who can't afford it in any way, who overpay for access and have to talk to Comcast and these major providers that are far away from them and get them to make their internet work for them. When instead we could have built a municipal-based network for every person in the country using and used that money and built up a workforce and a task force and provided jobs for people across the country to install fiber and set up connectivity for going into people's homes and helping them set up their modems and everything else like that, for teaching people new technical jobs that we could use and build in these communities across the country to give them better access to the internet they could use to improve their economic conditions, improve their educational opportunities, improve their access to remote medicine, or just improve their ability to pay their electric bill on time because they don't have to send it via check in the mail. We could have done all that. We could have done all that for less than half of the price of the money that we've given away to billionaires to increase their pocketbooks and increase corporate profits while leaving real wages stagnant. We could have done all that, and that money would have gotten to the rich people anyway, because all money rolls uphill and then gets stashed in bank accounts where nobody looks at it anymore. But along the way, we could have had great internet. We could have had fiber to every home. We could have fixed the problem of rural access. We could have fixed the problem across the country of connecting people to a net that is growing more and more important each day. We could have given control to states or municipalities to provide access to customers and to ensure that everyone receives access rather than just the people who are most cost-effective for these corporate monopolies to serve. We could have done it in a way that local control was maintained, and so rather than having to call Comcast and hope that the tech support agent that you're talking to believes you or does something other than reset your modem for the 14th time, then instead we could have local control and have your city, which runs the services that you depend on for your water and often your power and other things like that, be the person that you call to complain about your internet being broken. Do you know there are some cities in this country where they've built a municipal fiber network, and as a result you can go to the city homepage and you can click a drop down to change your provider? Instead of paying $25 a month to one provider for 10 megabit per second internet, you can go pay $30 a month to another for 25 megabit per second internet. And all you have to do is go and click a button, because that network is run as an open access network that any provider can come in and offer service on. And you get competition, and you get people who are going to come in and offer different levels of service at different price points to actually create a functional market in this place that we have let go to seed and created a monopoly that will never ever improve. When competition exists, the competitors have to do reasonable things. In the town where I'm in, I have to pay $85 a month just for 10 megabit per second upload internet. But if I go one town over, I can pay $40 a month for 250 megabit per second internet. And if I go just a little bit farther, I can pay $35 a month for gigabit internet. No, $70 a month for gigabit internet, $35 for 500 megabit per second internet. Because you can do that when you have competition in a place. And when you don't have companies that are driven by profit motives being the people who own and run the network, you can do better. So sad. It's so sad to know that we could have had a better world than what we do, that if people took the time to care and learn about these things, if we had pushed forward, we could have built rural broadband, we could have built middle broadband, we could have built urban broadband, and we could give everyone access to these services for less money than we're giving away to rich people. People don't get it. People don't get it. Even in my town, where we have the money to build one of these networks, where we know how much it would cost, where we've had a broadband task force that suggested this was the thing to do, the city manager has said, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. It's too expensive. It's simply not possible. Not possible, says the man, for a $183 million maximum investment that would generate likely ass. If you were to build this network, maintaining the network that you were to build, the physical infrastructure itself, if you got just 30% of the households in Cambridge to sign up to the service, building and maintaining the network would cost an average of $11 per month. Compare that to the $85 that I spend on my Comcast bill. Now, that $11 a month doesn't take care of everything. You still have to pay for access to the internet, but transit costs continue to drop, have fallen repeatedly over a series of years, and just keep getting cheaper. And connectivity is a thing that you can buy and provide to your users, but you can't do that if you don't build the goddamn network. You can't do that if you don't put the wires in the ground, and the city is unwilling to even consider it because he's scared. And I don't know why he's scared. I don't know, maybe he's just got a payoff from Comcast in his back pocket, although I've asked people and they say they don't think that's the reality. But instead, he just says, no, I'm scared, I'll bankrupt the city doing this. But it doesn't make any sense. Of course you won't, because in almost every city that's gone ahead with this, the city makes tons of money on this process, is able to pay off bonds early, is able to build the network and expand the network faster than they expect, is able to build something that works for all of their residents. And they're just going to keep growing. But in many states across the country, you can't do it. You can't build municipal broadband networks because the incumbents have managed to create regulations that prevent it. And so we're stuck in this stupid world where instead we live on overpriced, underspeed, backwoods networks. Where people in rural areas can't get access to the economic opportunities they deserve, where people with lower incomes in urban areas can't get access to the revenue, to the resources they deserve, where people are forced to pay ridiculous amounts to monopolies that just put it into more corporate profits. Sucks. Because we all could have done better. Could have had a better internet. We could have had jobs for hundreds of thousands of people installing these things across the country, technical, skilled jobs that they could use to do things like build fiber to data centers and expand across the country. We could have built the new deal with the Civilian Conservation Corps, starting out as being the broadband building service and turning into an infrastructure team that could go out and fix many of our infrastructure problems around the world. And all of that money would be paid for over and over and over again by increased economic activity, because that's what you get when you provide access to the modern internet. But instead, we're stuck with what we've got. Monopolies and duopolies that control our lives, overcharge us, and leave us with shitty service compared to the best out there. sucks. On the Chris Who Plays Games has been your CPG rant of the evening. Hello, I'm back. Hi. Hi. That was your CPG rant of the evening. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh.
What are we filming today?
What are y'all doing here? Get out of here. What are you going to talk to me? I don't want to talk to you. No? What's going on? Nowhere to go. Let's see. It's got an X on it. That was dumb. Any of those? Alright, I'm gonna talk to you.
Not everything I sell is of...
Yeah, I don't care about your badges. Confused.
What are we filming today?
Confused. I don't know where to go. I can't go back out. I can't talk to you. Can't talk to you. Maybe I have to talk to you.
Badges are totally...
I have to buy
Have
this
you come to make a...
die in one-hit badge. One-hit hero badge. A lot of green things for something I really don't care about or want. Nope, that was not effective. So I spent 500 of those little things for something I didn't want, and it didn't do anything for me. Let's see, let's see. Alright, maybe there's a key.
More explosive than usual today?
Oh, can I go in there?
What are we filming today? There's no stops on the schedule. More explosive than usual today?
No.
I hope today's filming doesn't run late.
Oh, can I bomb this?
I hope today's filming doesn't run late. What are we filming today? More explosives than usual today?
Light bulb.
More explosive than usual today's filming doesn't run late.
So I feel like I'm supposed to be able to pull on this. Like...
I hope today's filming doesn't run late.
Try and restart this. This got busted somehow. Yeah, so I think that, like, overall, hotel Wi-Fi is garbage. And even in Tokyo, you can have shitty hotel Wi-Fi. But if the backhaul is good, it's definitely an improvement. And it becomes easier for businesses to buy, you know, good internet when there's a broad availability of it. Tokyo in particular is, you know, technically adept and also has a highly technical, you know, environment to work from. And so it's not surprising that you've got,
Go on in. We're getting the movie, and I'm in.
What are we filming today?
Okay, is this outfit like problematic? Like what is going wrong here?
There's no sign.
I feel like I'm supposed to pull on this. Alright. Everything terrible. Is everything a video these days? Video's terrible. How many people figured that out yet? Yeah, so how did you do that? Something is wrong about my setup. Oh. The hookshot item is a badge. Okay. I had forgotten that the hookshot item was a badge. I'm sorry.
Hurry up! I need a butt and a count.
2 minutes and 0 seconds until self-destruct. Oh no.
Alright, so this is a time level. Should have picked up that time, but whatever. I was thinking that... Oh, okay. There we go. Light those up. Light it up, baby. Oh, God! Okay, so that's bad. Don't do that.
1 minute and 20 seconds until self-destruct. Better hurry.
Okay, I missed another time bonus. So now I'm gonna have to be really fast. Ouch. Crap.
40 seconds until self-destruct.
Well, I don't think I'm going to finish this time, but at least I've learned something. I like that the music gets faster and faster as you're running lower on time. Okay. Do you have any time bonuses? I would like them now. Oh. I don't think that it worked out exactly as I intended, but whatever.
10 seconds until self-destruct.
Damn. Okay. So I need 25 timepieces in order to,
Oh no.
open up the final level of the game. So currently it is what? It's 11:20, and I currently have 21 timepieces. So I will need 4 more. My first one took me an hour, but I then picked up a bunch more in less time than that. So hopefully there will be more like that than like the first one. The first one was in large part longer because I had forgotten one of the important clues as to how the game worked. So hopefully that particular failure has passed me at this point. Got that. Great. Hello, Mark. Yes, the floor is lava. Also, everything else is also lava. You'd be proud of me, Mark. I finished a beer, and while I was doing my CPG rant, I was like, you know, I have to get more water, otherwise Mark would yell at me. So, alright, well, whatever. Hopefully I don't need that. I'm gonna grab D. Oh, shit. Ah. Floor is lava, everything else is lava, it's green. We're doomed! We're not doomed, look at this. I still got 92 seconds left. Boom.
Oh, you made it! And in time!
Cheers.
Oh, what? We did it in the name of cinematography.
Alright, give me a time thing. I want your time thingy. 22. Okay, so I need 3 more timepieces before I can get to the final level. And I think that I'm gonna get one of these is gonna be a finale boss battle, so hopefully that'll be straightforward at least. But yes, both on Monday and today. Well, the other thing is, like, Monday I did my stream after going out to a burlesque show, and at a burlesque show I was drinking, and so I came home and I'd already had 3 drinks, and I was like, oh, I want more drinks. I was smart enough. Yes, sure. Yes. There's no crying. Don't be silly.
Thank you! Oh, Lassie, it's here!
And another. I'm upset! I'm angry. I mean, I think it is unreasonable that Mark gets to have municipal broadband and I don't. I live in Cambridge, goddammit. It's not fair. But it's sad. It's sad that, like, we decided that it was more important to give money to billionaires than it is to, like, have municipal broadband. It's sad. I don't think I should stream on a 56K modem. I don't think that's a great idea. I was talking to someone just the other day about my my being called a commie cuck. I actually listened back to that. I was kind of amused. I'll dig this up. What was it? Political abuse, I think I called it. Yeah. So just reading this out loud. Have you taken any home or sponsor? How many refugees have you taken into your home or sponsored to America? If you haven't taken any, you're a piece of shit, hypocrite, fuckface, commie cuck. Hypocrite, fuckface, commie cuck. It's even more impassioned than I remembered it being. So I thought that was interesting.
As you from one owl to another, we can share details. Yes. Oh. Did you know? Did you But if you had a pet, what do you think the name?
I already gave you my names of things. Get out of here. I'm coming in here to find a time rift.
Do you see this? Can you decipher the scientific formula?
Yes, that means
for me?
exclamation
I
mark.
see. And
Go to the dining car. Time rift. Look at that. Time rifted. Okay, did Cambridge have... I didn't realize that Cambridge had cable data early. So someone was asking me, like, why is RCN in Somerville and not in Cambridge? And the answer that I was giving was basically, like, I assumed that Comcast just had, like, their monopoly here earlier, but I didn't know. And if we had, like, early data here, that probably explains it. So it's probably the case that Comcast got into this market early, and as a result was able to pick up a monopoly early to the point that it wouldn't make sense for RCN to try and like get into the market. Because realistically, broadband is somewhat of a natural monopoly, and it makes sense to do that. So, all right, so go ahead and do that. Oh no! Okay, don't fall. Good. What? I don't care what you're doing. I'm just gonna walk past you. You too. Getting out of here. Alright. These things are kind of spooky, but I can handle it. Alright. Moving, moving, moving. Oh god. And... oh. Oh, okay. I had to push that button on. Okay, there we go. And what do we have? What do we know? What do we have? No, what do we say? But yeah, so I had forgotten the particular string of expletives that have been attached to me being described as a commie cuck, and when I went back to it, I found it was even more amusing than I thought it was. I still am a little bit confused by the fact that this guy must have watched a fair amount of, like, my live streams to come up with as good of an idea about me as he had, but he still thought that my position was that we should punch everyone who's a Republican, which is pretty inconsistent with my beliefs, and I'm not sure how he came to one conclusion, one series of conclusions about, you know, my personal life, which was pretty reasonable, but still thought that that was the way I thought, so. Oh, okay, so this is like pre-Comcast, gotcha. Well, so I know that one of the complaints that the person who runs CCTV has is basically in 1988, before Comcast moved into the city, there was a goal to build their own municipal cable network. Sure. And so there was a goal to build their own municipal cable network, and they wanted to like run it, you know, so Comcast wouldn't be the cable TV provider. And it actually went to a referendum. Can't leave? Weird.
So, what? It's me. I'm without a butt. You won't? I'll just buy a new. I may not look like it right now. Buy my map badge, and I will show.
Care about your map badge.
The Endel bird movie. Lord knows about the power of the timepieces. That's what lies buried underneath dead boots below the cover on.
So I guess there's another level that's gonna open up? Maybe? Okay, so beneath Dead Bird Studio, I don't know. Whatever. But can I leave now? Is it gonna let me do that? Okay, yeah, alright, whatever. Yes, it was rigged and I don't care. I rigged it, so it's fine. Okay, so this last time rift is in Battle of the Birds. Find Battle of the Birds. Alright. That's not the one I wanted. Sorry. Battle of the Birds is the overall one. I want something Yeah, it's basically comes down to their data limits come down to a couple things. Like, one, how much of a monopoly are they where they are? Which actually goes both ways. In areas where they're a complete monopoly, sometimes they're a little bit less willing to, like, just be total dicks about it because they don't want to get regulated, but, yeah. Okay. That looks like the parade. But I want to go to the big parade. That was not what I meant to do either. I pushed the wrong button. Ah! We got it. We got it. We're going to go to the big parade. And it looks like the big parade because all those little people on the ground are part of the big parade. Gotcha. But yeah, so it not only did it go to, it went to, there was a vote and then there was actually like a recount because it was so close and they lost by like 40 votes. So Susan, who's the head of CCTV, has basically been, you know, every time we have an Upgrade Cambridge meeting, or every time she goes to like a city council meeting to talk about like the idea of doing municipal broadband, she brings that up because to her it was like the ultimate slight. And basically the idea is like we shouldn't make this mistake again. Of course, we've already made the mistake of having only a single monopoly provider for the entire town, but that's her idea, is basically we shouldn't do that again.
Get ready.
Floating around an awning at street level. Let's see if we can find this. Oops. Wait for me. Yeah, so it was pretty low. So if you see anything that looks like a timepiece, feel free to let me know. Or time rift, rather. It's a little circular thing. Maybe... Oh, there's a balloon. And I expect it's going to be pretty low to the ground, like on one of these first floor awnings. Alright, I'm going to get some heart pieces. Ow. Didn't mean to do that. Fine.
It's time, darling.
I want heart pieces. Yeah, definitely in 1994, I had not even gotten access to the internet yet. In fact, we didn't even own a computer until the December of '94 at home. Part of that was that my dad had worked for AT&T, Bell Labs, and he had not wanted to like mess up work-life balance, so he actually had a terminal in his house when I was like very young. Like, you know, old green screen, go into a mainframe terminal, wired up to our house. And when we moved, he got rid of it and basically said, like, no, I don't want to do that anymore. Oh, I should go. Let's see. And so, as a result, we didn't get computers at home for a long time. Relative to other kind of technical people, probably not relative to the average. Yeah, so we didn't have computer until relatively late, relative to some of my more, you know, technical peers, or equally technical peers rather. So that was interesting. But, yeah, so we didn't get the internet until 97? No, 98, maybe? 98-ish, at home.
Get ready.
We actually went through a whole series of, you know, all the people who gave you one free month, we trialed each of them. So we had AOL for a month, Podigy for a month, CompuServe for a month. We ended up with a service called, Global News, GNN, Global News Network or something like that, which was just like an actual internet ISP rather than, you know, you connect to AOL and then, you know, set up a proxy to go through the AOL service to get to the internet. And then we later moved to Avenue, which was just a local thing that was like 5 cities where we were. There we go. All right, Time Rift, you're all mine. Do this. The moon. Fly me to the moon. Oh shit, I still got parade people behind me. Go away, parade people, I don't like you. Fine. I move pretty quick on these anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. Cookies! Unsurprisingly, these cookies fall when you step on them. Grab this. Follow the red line. What time is it in my area? It is 11:36 p.m. Alright, so we've opened this path. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Here we go into the sky. Off we go. I remember the Weezer video. What's with him always dissing my girl? And it was like Happy Days. I remember that. Monday, Tuesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. Wednesday, Thursday, happy days. Saturday, what a day. Something, 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 something. I mean, it seemed very impressive at the time. That's all I can say. Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon. Yeah, so I didn't actually ever have Windows 95 in my house. We had Windows 3.1, and then we ended up building a Windows 98 laptop. But I had a friend who had a Windows 95 machine. We also played, there was like a Beavis and Butthead game at one point, and you had to like spit on people from a ceiling or something along those lines, and your goal was to like get enough money to get tickets to Guar, of course. So I played a lot of that on his computer. I remember that. My friend TJ, I'm pretty sure, who's now a firefighter in a town near my hometown. Oh, crap. Well, I guess I could have recovered that, but I'm not actually sure it would have been better, so maybe better that I didn't. Alright. Now we have lit up this, we can head up to the next challenge. Upsy Mozzie, Upsy Daisy. Oh crap! Shoot! Yeah, so I did most of my early internet computing on a Windows 3.1 machine for sure. Okay. Oh crap! There's a pit there. Almost just walked right into that. And then almost got hit by my parade people. But I'm good! Okay, that's 25. Boom diada, boom diada, boom diada, boom diada.
Here we go.
Oh my! Did it tell me something here? You're just gonna wave your arms? Uh-oh. Intruder alert! Intruder alert! Intruder window!
All right, I'm in. I bet she's collected a ton more.
Oh no! She's after my timepieces!
Jackpot! Time to.
Oh no! Fuck! This doesn't seem good. Think of all the things that could happen. Bad. Alright, let's go back out and find that thing. Oh, it's a ladder. I'm kind of curious where it's gonna go. Alright. Attic. Okay. To the attic. Ah! Oh, there's like a button up there. Okay. Aha! Oh, I missed. Oh no, okay. I didn't. The problem is I don't know how to get through this. Is there a way to get through this? I may need that other hat that I need yarn for, which would kind of suck. Okay, you need the Dweller Mask, which I can't build because I need 12 fucking yarn, which I don't have. Urgh! Okay. So, that sucks. But, so it goes. Let's go get some yarn. Yeah, so I don't like this. This was a mistake, in my opinion. It should not be the case that I should get to the final area and not be able to progress because I don't have something. Yeah, I mean, the other thing, though, is that, like, for pretty much anything you want to do, you can find it online. So, while it is true that help files aren't included, I think that there's just so much more information available online that it's not something that I feel particularly, you know, meh about. Ah! Getting so close. I tried so hard and I got so far, but in the end it didn't even matter. I had to crawl to lose it all, but in the end it didn't even matter. Alright. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end it doesn't even matter. I mean, I think that there's actually a lot more variation in... No. I think there's a lot more variation in, like, how skilled people are at digital stuff, than, you know, I usually end up thinking about. So, for example, one of the things that I found in my, classes that I've been taking is that... Building with the yellow sphere on top. As there are people who, like, telling them to double click is not an intuitive action. And for me, that's a little bit confusing. And some of that is just like people who are older sometimes have problems with the physical aspect of that. Like double clicking without dragging is actually hard. But it's still like, you know, I say like double click or right click, and they have to like really think about like what does right click mean, like which button is the right click button. And that caught me a little bit off guard. Like it shouldn't, you know, but it did. So yes. And there is definitely the, like, everyone who's, yeah, under a certain age has used a touchscreen and done, you know, these other things, so. Oh, look at that! I guess that's how you get this one. Cool. Okay, so that's 2. I need 1 more. There's a balcony with a chest somewhere on this building? Where? Sphere? Top of this? Maybe that's the front building. Oh. Oh, I think I already got this one, but it's fine. I'll try it anyway. Oh no, I didn't. Okay. Cool, cool. Okay, to be fair, like, the Star Trek explosions are both misleading and, like really silly, but yeah, okay, whatever, yeah. Got that one. A boat floating by itself near... Okay. Take care, Supermodel. Have a good night. Appreciate how you stopping by, my friend. Stopping by, hanging out, etc., etc. Okay, let's go ahead. I like that I did not figure out that, like, what this is trying to tell me to do is to use my little frozenness for a long time. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so we got that one. Get done with this. But yeah, so like, you know, having what, like the overall physics of Star Trek and like how things react to being attacked is pretty broken in a lot of ways, so. Oh, that's a relic. I was hoping for another yarn, because I think I only need 1 more. Yeah, I need 1 more yarn. 1 more yarn. Gonna celebrate. Oh yeah, alright, start the dancing. No yarn there. The green's safe. I don't think it gives me anything. Oh, interesting. I had not realized that the safe actually will light up and show you the path to the various tickets. So that's cool. Two. Alright, so let's see if we can... I don't know if the green safe is going to have one. Vault. No. Small alcove on the beach. There's the green vault. There's a small alcove on the beach.
Cave off limits.
Oh, okay. Well, that was not what I was expecting that to work, but whatever. Sadly, you are not yarn. I mean, so yeah, so Julie's school is doing Chromebooks for everybody this year. They did them just for the freshmen last year. So she'll be picking up a Chromebook in about a week. Of course, she's already got a laptop, but because, you know, she's a senior, and yeah, half of her homework has been online for a while now. This is one of the reasons that we're working on the efforts around municipal broadband is that, like, according to the stats, there's actually probably a fair number of kids who don't have internet at home. And so, like, having a Chromebook and no internet at home, like, what you have is a very expensive paperweight. Like, no internet means that Chromebooks are not super useful. So that's one of the reasons we're doing that. On the other hand, we have not been able to find a very significant population of kids who are, like, lacking internet at home, at least not are complaining to teachers about it. So, hey, did I already do this? I don't think I did. I don't need it, but... But yeah, so like the overall change, and this is one of the things that I was talking about. So yeah, on Thursday, I met up for lunch with someone who's doing a PhD at MIT in basically internet policy history. And one of the things that he's doing is he's actually going to be traveling down to Mississippi soon, where he's going to be kind of integrating with as like school district there, as well as some other folks, and looking at the effects of, you know, internet policy on rural broadband and access. And, you know, there's schools down there that are basically like, you know, just in order to get internet for the school or get involved in the Google for Education program, like, it's like, great, you're getting this, but then you've got to lay off one of the school nurses or have fewer teachers or do other things like that. And he's like, you know, this is terrible, especially in a situation where, you know, a lot of these kids are getting, you know, these are families that don't have access to healthcare, don't have access to, you know, regular doctor's appointments. These people, these nurses are basically acting as almost primary care physicians for these kids, and you're going to get rid of that support in order to move towards this electronic and e-learning stuff. So yes, at least on certain Chromebooks, you can do Linux in a container. And it seems to work well. Like, you're able to run Linux apps now. I think it's definitely on the Chrome, the Pixelbook, and I think they're extending it to other things as well. All right, let's go ahead and go back. No, we're not gonna go. We're gonna go. Bird Studio. No. Yeah, so Chromebook has, so Android apps is the thing, and then the other thing is that it is Linux and container, like Linux containers, Linux apps and containers is also a thing. So both of those are things that they're doing now. And yeah. So you'll be running Chrome OS and able to run Linux apps in it rather than what you can do so far, which I think is like you can run Linux, like dual boot into Linux, but that's not quite the same. And then the other thing that someone mentioned that they're working on, just based on, you know, public whatever records requests, is that it seems like they appear to be adding like keys to support Microsoft. How this is supposed to work. I don't remember it being like this. But yeah, so like keys to support like Microsoft's you know, trusted signing whatever stuff. I don't remember exactly, but so YouTube is a good learning tool, but a lot of people freak out because, you know, YouTube obviously has things that aren't just learning resources. One of the ways to work around this is actually to enable like default restricted mode. And so that's a thing you can do via DNS. So a lot of schools do that. It used to be that they actually just like did injection of HTTP headers, but it turns out that if you're going to switch to HTTPS, that doesn't work so well. So. Alright, I found some more Mafia Town stuff that I know the best, so let's go ahead and go back there and see. I agree. I mean, I don't think it's the right decision. I just know from, you know, working with YouTube, I know it's a thing. Alright, on the palm tree closest to the lights. Slides are here. Oh. Okay. There we go. Yes. Okay, so that's 12. And so I should be able to stitch another thing. And that's the wolf mask that Gaming Laura told us about. So he was totally correct that that was what I needed. So we'll go back to the hub. And I think that this will allow us to get into the final level. So we are just about to finish this game. Right, Hat in Time. I'm going to defeat you. There are in total 40 timepieces you can pick up, but of course we know that I'm not a completionist. Some of the ones that you can get are time rifts, where you just go back and explore other levels. Some of them are area levels that I didn't get to. So, you know, I think, for example, in order to get where I needed to go, I needed to use the hat that I just got, which I did not have yet, obviously. Alright, so now we hit both of those, and that unlocks this door. Excellent. In here. Like the final boss, Time's End. The finale! Let's do it. Everybody ready? We're gonna get some hat spins for good luck. So yeah, Chromebooks are clearly the, so yeah, Chromebooks can run Android stuff. They're working on Windows stuff, or Linux stuff. It seems clear that they're working in some way on doing some Windows integration. So overall, it seems clear that Chrome OS and Chromebooks are attempting to have a pretty broad range of what they can run and do. It'll be interesting to see what they look like 2 years from now. They're already, you know, inexpensive laptops that can do lots of different things. You know, I think one of the biggest risks is going to be how do you make sure that you don't have kind of the, like, how do you make sure that people know what quality of machine they're getting? When you look at things like Android phones, you know, there's a lot of really crappy quality ones out there. And sure, if you want to buy a cheap phone, you should be able to. In the same way that if you want to buy a cheap Chromebook, you should be able to. But I think that figuring out a way to communicate what the quality is definitely going to be a challenge for, you know, the Chromebook program to do. So YouTube just, I think this week, launched a new thing that's like the YouTube device device report. And so the device report allows you to know like what types of Android phones can do, you know, VP9, what can do 1440p, what can do like all these other things. And that's one of the things that my former team actually worked on. So I was glad they were able to get that out. It was nice to see it. But yeah, and that's an attempt to kind of use YouTube as a proxy for, you know, this is a decent device, because if it can do that, maybe it's actually, you know, you can know a little bit more about the device, where right now you're kind of trapped. Like, if you buy a phone, is it going to be a good phone? Is it not going to be a good phone? Do you have any idea? You know, you don't know. So using YouTube and the feature set of YouTube as a proxy for, you know, Android device quality, in the same way that we used, you know, YouTube and quality of YouTube as a proxy for overall internet quality in the video quality report. So. Oh, good. Okay. Pat, old Pat time. Okay, so Wolf Hat only works for a limited amount of time. Good to know. Oh, and I don't have to hold the button down. So that's also good to know. New platform, baby. No? There's gonna be another platform there. It's not. Okay. Ah! Okay, here we go. This is fun. Like, this is clearly just like, we're gonna make you use your multiple abilities, but it's really just like fun platforming. So that's cool. Definitely a nice thing to have at the end here. I wish that I had not had to go and grind out yarn for a mask to get here, but whatever. This is a problem that I have with games that encourage collectible stuff in general. It's that they tend to assume a higher level of collection just as the default pass. They're not assuming you're going to get everything, but they just assume more collection than I do in general. And it ends up being a problem for me. So this is the same reason why I will never finish Banjo-Kazooie, is because Banjo-Kazooie literally assumes or requires 100% completion of every level, and I just don't complete every level 100%. That's bad. Not because I died, but because I don't actually know where to go next. So, this will be interesting. Alright, okay. So I have to get out of the green thing before I turn on the thing that allows me to walk on the green thing, because otherwise I'm trying to walk in the green thing and that doesn't work. Alright. I need to stay alive a little bit better. Oh, is there a heart thing? Oh. Trick of the eyes, trick of the eyes. Brewing hat. Crap. You go ahead and sink. Sink, 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 sink. Alright. Alright. We get to here. I understand this part. Not on the green thing. Fine. We come up here. Oh. Okay. There was a hook shot. A very brave, enchanted hook shot. So tomorrow afternoon, I am going to Moulin Rouge the musical, which is showing here in Boston for another week or so. On, was it Thursday night? Mrs. CPG and I actually watched it together for the first time. I was a big Moulin Rouge fan back in 2000, when it came out. I will say that watching it again, there are definitely some aspects of it which I found a little bit less enticing than I did when I was, you know, a much younger romantic. As a senior in high school, there's a lot of romanticism tied up in that, you know, movie that perhaps I engaged in more seriously than I should have. I also, like, the whole idea of, like, when someone says, no, I don't want to date you, you should just try and, you know, force your way until they say yes. Definitely a message that I would not want delivered today. Did not strike me as nearly so objectionable at the time. So, you know, I guess I've changed in some ways since then. I am better for my flaws. Of some of them, at least. Oh, crap. Okay, we're good. Almost hit the wrong button, but we made it. Crap! Oh no! Oh, you don't have to put me all the way back here. Really? Okay. Like, I was just gonna bounce out the lava and I was gonna be fine. But no. Swingity swing, swingity swing. Everybody loves us. Swingity swing. Swingity swing. Swingity swing. Everybody loves us. Swingity swing. There we go. Go ahead and jump over that. Now we're on steady ground. Full life. Oh god! Hey! Hey! What are you doing? Oh my goddamn mask. There you go. But yeah, I mean, you say so does Wikipedia. I mean, a thing to keep in mind is that there are many schools that block access to Wikipedia at school as well. It is not a universal statement that, you know, schools allow access to educational resources without qualms. It should be, you know, it should be something, especially when they're older, that, you know, they try to minimize that. But there are definitely a lot of schools out there where, you know, the overall sense of, won't somebody please think of the children, is quite high.
I can't get through there. I'm stuck out.
This is definitely my favorite level of the game. If there were more levels like this, I would definitely not object in the slightest. I also enjoyed the, you know, Super Mario Sunshine style, or Sunshine? Yeah, Sunshine style platformers. Those are fun. Alright, this looks like this is the final boss fight.
I didn't punch old man for...
Oh, wow! I said.
Next, that's me. I'm coming to take you on, lady.
Oh.
Ah.
Excuse me. Don't you dare get anywhere near. You know, but nope. Look at all I've done without. I don't need you. This. You are the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy? Alright. One hit. Ow. One hit for you. 2 hits. Three hits. Ow. Okay. Good thing. Got it. Ow. Hey. Damn. Okay. This is gonna be a rough fight. Hopefully I continue at her. Yeah, okay. One thing that I do think games should be careful to do is to not have you skip through, like, the story over and over again when you're doing a fight like this, because I feel like that's gonna get old real quick, but...
Excuse me. Don't you look? I don't.
We shall see.
You.
Okay, so I got full life, but now we're stuck in some weird dark world. Seems bad. Oh, okay. Alright, so this is definitely like a, you know, the gay pride parade portion of the fight. Fine, sounds good. 2 hits. 3 hits. 4 hits. 5 hits. Alright, not quite sure what I'm supposed to do here.
Get good at lad. Let's give
Okay, so now I'm gonna get some help.
Let's roll.
Ow. God damn. Moves so goddamn fast. Alright. Ah! Alright, more life. Good, good. Okay, that was not super effective. Got like a weird bubble around her. Can't get through it.
Let's sign a contract.
Okay, so I think that those apples are going to be explosive. grab them and throw them at her. Fortunately, not a perfect match, and I can get to them. Okay, well, that sucks. Okay, so the apple did break through her shield, but it's not clear it did any damage to her. Unfortunately, I feel like I start this whole Pride Parade fight over again. Yeah, because I can actually attack her. Plus side, hopefully I will get better at it this time. Yeah, so this is another example, right? Like, I know that I can't touch her and I have to wait for these characters to help me out. But doing that part again and again is kind of annoying. Now, sign a contract, blah, blah, blah. Okay, double hits, not bad. Got her shield back up now. Fuck. Fuck! Okay. Alright, further that time, we're making progress. That damage doesn't matter, I'll get 2 hearts in a little bit. I don't want to take a 3rd hit, but 2 is fine. Go. I'm just gonna avoid her for a bit. Oh. God damn it. Give me some apple bombs. Ow. touching the ground. I literally died in midair. Ah. Shockwave got me, I guess. I don't like that explanation, but whatever. Oh shit. It wasn't where I thought she was. It was exactly opposite it. There we go. Okay. Now, who's next? Bring it on. Give me some apple bombs. Ah! Oh, I couldn't double jump! Ah, I wanted to double jump over the fire and I died. Fuck. Oh, man. On the plus side, she's no longer getting me on the first cycle, so I'm at least improving on that. Dodge this, dodge that, dodge that. This one I'm less sure on. I have not had 2 perfect runs of this yet. Okay, that's my second perfect run there, so that's improved too. Now she's gonna go underground. Yep. Come on out, give me my apple bombs. Particular fight is shitty. Fuck! I have to time my air dash there pretty perfectly, otherwise she hits me when I am still in the dive phase. Which is shitty, because there's not any visual indication I can see that telegraphs when she's coming out. It's just like timing. Okay. So 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Okay, 2 1,000 and a half. Come on, come on, come on! While she's doing that. Up on her. 1,000, 3 1,000. Okay. Knew she was coming up, but I grabbed that apple and okay, but still making progress. It's a hard phase of the fight, but it's doable. Okay, not gonna be super doable if I run out of life on the first fucking phase, but hopefully we can clean this up a little bit. Not like that. So it does not matter at all where or which direction I hit this big blue ball in. As long as I hit it and she's on the screen, she will get hit by it. Pretty much. Good to know. Stupid fire. Alright, if anybody's out there in the chat, give me like a thumbs up or a shout out or an emoji or something. Make me feel like it's going to be possible for you to beat this game. Oh god, shit. Okay, good. Avoid. Air dash avoid. Fuck, air dash avoid. Oh.
Get good.
Oh. Okay, my chat broke. Sorry, I haven't seen anything for the past 20 minutes in chat. So... One second. Na, 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 na. Anyway, yeah, so sorry chat broke, and sorry I ignored you. Hello, Jose. Anybody else who's here? It was getting a little bit lonely, so I'm glad that I checked. I just assumed that I was boring and nobody was interested in watching, but I'm glad that that was not the case. This fight is probably looking like garbage because, like, encoding this has got to be a nightmare, but I appreciate you sticking around anyway. Fuck. Fuck. Alright, do your circle thing. 1, 2, 3, die. Fuck! Seriously? Like, I was at the, like, very top of a double jump and you can still fucking get me? What a nut job. Hello, AWOL, how's it going? Alright, throw me some apples. You're loud! God damn it. Okay, so that... Maybe I don't even have to throw the apples at her, I just have to throw them? I feel like sometimes I have gotten them nowhere near her and it has not done anything. But that time I definitely did not get it anywhere near her and it did, so... Yeah, so she's still in her little blue bubble now, and I just threw an apple, so... I think I'm supposed to have to throw them at her, but maybe it's not always perfect. This fight is hard. I like the platforming better. Can I get back to the platforming? Because the default thing for AWOL to say whenever he says Jose's name is to send a heart. Aww. Jose probably is streaming after this. He's going to be streaming some World of Warcraft battle for Azeroth. What I heard. Okay, there's not going to be any after this. I'm just going to fight this fight a million times. It will never end. It's going to be the rest of my life is going to be here, streaming this game. I will die of old age streaming this game. It'll be awesome. Okay. I don't know, I'm just basing it on what you said on, what's it called? The Facer Nets. Hey, throw me an apple. Okay, got 2 good hits on her. Another 2, maybe. Alright, that's different. I haven't seen this before. Okay, so she's destroying everyone on the outside. Kind of bad.
Oh, when Mafia explode, Mafia drop pawns. This gives Mafia an idea. Little Hat Girl need help to turn back time.
Mafia has to explode to save the world.
Hello, Mafia.
Mafia, come back when time rewinds. Now punch me with all your might. No hesitation.
Get lost.
Okay, so there's some hearts out there.
Hat Girl
I already have... No, I had full life. I wanted to save those.
Those Mafia. Alright, TJ Grooves. This ain't.
But now you're gonna send me like another 6 hearts? This isn't gonna help me. Am I gonna have like 15 life? Oh yeah, I mean that's what you think, Jose, but really...
What is this?
No, you're the bad guy. Get lost. We don't need. Get lost.
My power.
Okay, so the bad guys are all... The former bad guys are all helping me. And so my life goes up all the time. And so now I basically can't die, probably. I just have to hit her a couple times. This is like the... In Super Metroid, when there's like the rainbow beam that you are and your life keeps refilling. It's like that. Go. I do have a full life, it's true. I mean, lately my life has been very full. I've got the CCTV classes, I've got the new job, I've got, you know, trying to do YouTube stuff, I've got, like, I'm going to be taking German classes in the fall with Jess, so we're going to the Goethe Institute in Boston and learning German, so... I did it. I won all those timepieces. Now, you mentioned you were gonna make videos again, and I know that what you meant is that you're gonna stream right after this, Jose. It's very simple. It's all right. I understand.
Huh?
Hey, my ship can travel again, and maybe I'm home. Note to self: don't like open the window on your spaceship, but. You do you, kid. Yes. I will give the red-headed girl the mafia power, mafia fighting power. Now, can I make it home? Let's find out.
Boop.
seems like a really ineffective control mechanism, but then again, I mean, I've seen the Star Trek control mechanisms, they're not great. Uh-oh. What's wrong? Am I out of fuel already? Because I only went like 12 feet. I feel like it should have gotten me further than that. Given that 40 was apparently enough to get me all the way home before. Oh, there's a lot of bad guys attached.
Don't leave.
Alright, come on in.
Let's walk.
Don't brush them off. Oh, come on. Don't be a jerk. Alright, well, I guess that's the way it's gonna be. Alright. Oh my go. Yay! I did it! Yay! A Hat in Time by Gears for Breakfast. Woo! Hat spin! Hat spin! Cool. So that was a fun game. That last boss battle was definitely hard. There was a lot going on, but you know, happy about it. Fun game. Great art. The story was cute. I didn't pay a lot of attention to it because I never do when I'm streaming, but the story was cute. Platforming was good. The art and gameplay was awesome. The problem that I have is one that's common to things like this, which is that they expected more collectibleness and then they kind of ran me through, and so I ended up in a weird spot. But you know, shit happens. And that last boss, the last boss level was awesome. The last boss battle was maybe tuned a little bit hard. But yeah, that was great. And thank you, Brad, again, for gifting me the game. I appreciate it very much. And thank you all for watching, as usual. On Monday, I don't have a game picked out, so if you've got a favorite retro game, there is a link that is going to go into chat. Ta-da! You can submit your retro game ideas to that. You know, some gameplay from that. So, whatever retro games you love, there's that. Maybe next Friday I'll do World of Warcraft. We'll go through the Battle of Azeroth and that. I haven't actually played in quite a while, but during, you know, I typically enjoy doing the opening parts of the expansion, so I should look up what that game was and figure it out. Virtual Stupidity. I don't know if I'll be able to get this working. God, this game looks stupid. I think it's unlikely that I will play Beavis and Butthead Virtual Stupidity. I won't rule it out for sure, but I think it's unlikely. Wow, look at all these names. I assume these are like Patreon supporters or something. I bet Leif is in here somewhere. Like JK, L. Wait for the L's. There he is! Look! Leif Peterson! There he is! Your name! On the screen! For like a quarter second. And that's it. Oh, I made it home to my bed. Hope. The end. Aw. Yay! Oh no, not time for Warriors Woods. Time for sleepy time. Time for bed. I appreciate that you've all hung out with me for so long, especially when I ignored you for 30 minutes because the chat broke. But it is time for me to go to sleep. Tomorrow I've got a musical to go to, so I can't sleep all day. And I'll be ready to talk about that on Monday. Yeah, so next week I've got, streaming on Monday. I've got Upgrade Cambridge mobilization meeting on Tuesday to try and kick off our fall campaign. On Wednesday, I'll be taking my color correction class. On Thursday, I have my documentary filmmaking class. And then on Friday, maybe we'll do some World of Warcraft. So, I love you all. And I hope you have a lovely night. I guess there's no more. I was trying to see if there's going to go into anything else. But I love you all. It's been a fun game. It's been a fun night. I'm glad you were all able to make it. Thank you very much for the game, Brad and Leif, for, being a Kickstarter backer that helped make the game happen. And I will see you all on Monday. Have a good night. Bye-bye.